G'day Darkrealmers, it's horror author and illustrator Michael J. Elliott here with you again today. Hey, what would you do if it was you that had to relive the day of your murder over and over and over again? Well, that's a premise for today's movie review, Happy Death Day. Hey, if this is your first trip to the Diaries, welcome. Thanks so much for joining us, and if you want a little bit of help in choosing the best books and movies from the world of horror and dark fiction, then hit that subscribe button and the bell notification will always be up to date. And also too, a big thank you. We're now up to 141 subscribers and that's amazing. Thank you so much for everyone who's joined us recently. Okay, Darkrealmers, today we're looking at Happy Death Day. And is it chilling or just okay? I'll let you know because we're going to get started right now. Yeah. Well, Darkrealmers, the movie opens with our college student heroine, stroke main character, Tree. I kid you not. That's one of my pet peeves, is scriptwriters who give main characters really pretentious names. Okay. Now that's over with. And she finds herself in waking up after being totally wasted the night before in the dorm room of Carter. And she's in a strange bed and she wants to know how she got there and did he do anything, and she demands some Tylenol for her headache, and she basically treats him like dirt. And that sets up her character perfectly, Darkrealmers, because she is obnoxious. She is really horrible. And as she walks out and walks through the campus, she ignores people or treats them like dirt. Then she gets to her sorority house, and it's her birthday. And her roommate has made her a little cupcake and she just throws it away and says, "You know I don't do birthdays." Well, it's at this point that you may find yourself like I did, Darkrealmers, because it's very tricky. When you've got an obnoxious main character, you can tend to lose interest because you don't care. Our emotional impact is such that we just don't care. But because we know that she's going to go on to a journey where she's going to relive this day over and over again, just like Bill Murray did in Groundhog Day, pardon me, we know that she'll go through some changes. Now, to be fair to the writers, they did indicate and did add the context of why that day is particularly bad for her. She shared her birthday with her mother who died 3 years ago, so her birthday just drags up all sorts of bad memories. Now, she's ignored her dad who's tried to wish her happy birthday and so forth like that, but of course that doesn't totally excuse the fact that she is, as one of her sorority sisters calls her, a total biatch. Okay, so the killer in this, who's stalking her, it's very cleverly done because the killer's wearing a baby face mask. Now, that's not just, taken out of the blue. The baby is actually the college mascot. And there's a scene at the beginning when she's walking through the campus where there's a college student selling all sorts of college memorabilia and so forth, pennants and all that sort of thing, and saying there's 10% off, with your student ID, and there's the mask there. Now, the writer got the idea. He wasn't sure whether to go with the baby mask in this movie, Darkrealmers, but he put it on and he frightened the life out of someone who walked into his office, and that's when he knew he had the right mask. And it is sort of very creepy, because it's really well done. Well, she keeps waking up, and even though Carter won't remember everything she tells him the next time she wakes up, she tries to create a list of those people, and it's a list that would want to kill her. And there's a few people who, because she's a total bitch, would like to kill her, okay? And so through this time loop that she's going through, she manages to track each of them where they are. And because she's still being killed by this assailant, she can mark those people off. Well, before I get into the details a bit more, Darkrealmers, Here's the trailer for you to check out for yourselves, okay?
Oh, hey, you're up.
Am I in a dorm room?
Yeah, I folded your pants for you.
Great.
Dude, did you hit that or what?
Go shorty, it's your birthday.
Stop global warming.
We gon' party like it's your birthday. We gon' sip and party like it's your
You
birthday.
sneaky little biatch. Maybe you should switch to water next time. Super helpful. Don't be late to party tonight.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Tree, happy birthday.
You can find me in the club, bottle full of bub. Look, mommy, I got the X, I'm getting to taking drugs. I'm in the habit.
You scared me.
Hey, you're up.
Look, I know this isn't gonna make any sense.
Stop global warming?
I feel like I'm losing my mind.
You sneaky little biatch. Happy birthday.
I've already lived through this day. Somebody's gonna kill me tonight. So you're getting here now.
Is everything okay?
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
Assuming that I believe any of this is even possible.
Sprinklers, car alarm.
The way I see it, you have unlimited amount of lives. Unlimited opportunities to solve your own murder.
So I'm supposed to keep dying until I figure out who my killer is?
You want to live to see tomorrow, right? Whoever's killing you knows it's your birthday.
Pretty much the entire school knows.
These are signs of major trauma. You should be dead.
You relive the same day over and over again. Kind of start to see who you really are.
All units, we've got a 187.
What's nice about this movie, Darkrealmers, is that the writer and director haven't gone for gore. They've very wisely restrained the murders. And even though Tree gets murdered in a variety of ways, it's not over the top, which is nice. And they've very cleverly, I thought, gone for some dark comedy moments. As she keeps reliving this murder, rather than it being all dark and horrible, there are moments of comedy there, just where she says, you have got to be kidding me, things like that to break up the tension, which is really nice. Now, Tree's epiphany doesn't happen at once. The writer has really well crafted this so that it's a very gradual process. We don't see it straight away. The first time is when she actually thanks Carter, and it progresses from there until she's at a point where she actually trusts Carter and she confides in him. And Carter says, oh, you must be really a nice girl deep down. And she says, no, I'm not a nice girl. I'm not a nice girl at all. And I think that's really great, because too many times we see in these horror slasher, college flicks, the bitches are bitches without any remorse or any regret for their action. It's because they're at the top of the pecking order that they can be like that. And Tree is no different. In the beginning of this movie, there are girls in the sorority who are weaker than the rest, like Danielle, the house leader or whatever it's called, is a true bitch, and she sees one of the girls with chocolate milk. Oh my God, our sorority is a low carb, no carb sorority. Yeah, I thought that was a nice touch. Also, what was good too, Darkrealmers, was that when you think it's all finished, and no spoilers, but it's not, Tree makes a conscious effort to reconnect with her estranged father, and she explains the reasons why she's been avoiding him. And she says, Dad, no more small talk. The reason is this day's too painful for me. All I can think of is mum, you know, and I'm so sorry I've hurt you. And that's a nice touch, because too many times in movies we get a very sort of one paragraph, you know, or one small dialogue of, you know, this is why I'm like this and I'm so sorry, and that's supposed to whitewash it, make it all well. This doesn't, because it builds on her hatred of her birthday, her, you know, and it's not excusing in any way why she's a biatch, because there's obviously other reasons, but we get a good psychological reason into why she is shaped the way she is. Now, this is a good movie, Darkrealmers. I enjoyed it. Now, you've got to hang in there, like I said, because we aren't emotionally invested in the character at the start. It's very easy to start sort of tuning out and, oh, I'll just check my emails and so forth. Don't. Give it a go, because it is quite well written, okay? It's not the greatest horror film ever, but for what it is, it's very well done, very well written. The characters are apart from, you know, the minor characters like Danielle and so forth, who are just there to be, you know, token bitches, but Carter, he's a wonderful character because he's shy. He quite likes Tree, but he's, you know, would never say anything, and but he's very nice. He's very polite, and his confidence, as this keeps reoccurring, but he's got no knowledge of the prior times. He sees how she changes, and she starts having more time for him, and she explains what's going on, and they talk, and she confides in him, and he, you know, opens up a little bit more to her. So those two characters are who are the main characters in the story, apart from the killer, of course, and it's a really nice little ending there too, Darkrealmers. So there you go. That's my review of Happy Death Day. Now, you can find this on most streaming services, and you can also find it on Blu-ray and DVD. So it's a nice one to rent. Don't know if you'd want to keep it or not, because it's one of those ones, you know, because we know once you've seen it, you know the ending and you know how it goes, but it may be worth a second look to pick up on the character traits and the character developments that I've just mentioned, okay, Darkrealmers? So that's it from me. I hope you've enjoyed this review. I had a ball watching this movie. And if you're going to be blowing out birthday cakes, Darkrealmers, make sure you do it in the light. Bye for now.